Well, hey,
Hey.
always forget to unmute everybody.
I
Soon enough,
I
we're
sneezed
like,
right
unmuted
before you.
myself.
that
I
pregnant
sneezed right before
pause.
you unmuted me, so I was glad I was.
I muted myself before you had a chance to mute me. I refuse
Okay.
to be muted. I'm just kidding.
Oh, well.
I'm just
Huh.
kidding.
Huh.
You refuse.
She refuses to be muted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how is everybody doing this fine Tuesday evening?
It's only Tuesday. Ugh.
It is only Tuesday.
Hey, it's Friday for me, so
Oh hush, zip it.
Yeah.
That
hey,
was my.
Friday
This.
for work,
Watch
but
this.
not Friday for school.
Thank you.
How's that
Like,
for
oh,
your
can't hear
Friday?
you.
Hey,
Were you saying something?
No, I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
at least the sun is trying to poke out today. So
That was my
Oh,
my first thought this morning was, is it seriously only Tuesday?
I know. Tuesdays are like almost a day of a little bit of dread for me because Wednesday is the day we have to go into the office. It's
meaning you
like,
gotta go to
Oh,
bed early and get up early.
yes, yeah. It's like, if you almost, and I shouldn't even say this out loud. I shouldn't put this out into the universe, but it's like, if you make us go in 2 days a week, it would probably not feel so like, "Ugh,"
bleh.
the one day we have to go in. But
I
don't
like what's the
don't do
point
that.
though? What's the point going in for one day?
Control. It's just control. That's it, all it is.
Like they can seriously save money by getting a
Shortening the
smaller,
whole building. I know.
yeah, and that's what my job's doing.
Because
Like,
we can't even have meetings in public. I mean, in public, when on our day in the building, we don't do meetings. We still do them online. It's
so
like,
yeah, what's the point?
what is the point? I don't know. But that's not why we're here to complain about my office procedures. But so how are all you guys? I saw April was saying she was having a
Yeah.
rough couple of weeks. So we're glad that you're here, April. Tonight. It's not a today, it's a tonight. How's everybody else
Yeah.
doing? I do get sort of fancy coffee juju. Because I I either do slightly fancy coffee. There's not a there's no Starbucks that's in between me and my office, and I'm not going to get up early enough to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I do get a iced coffee from a fast food place. That or I drink Earl Grey all day, which is fine. But
You know what's funny is I'm normally an iced coffee girl, like all around, but lately my comfort has been hot coffee with whipped cream and caramel on top.
I am having a hard time drinking iced coffee these days myself.
Really?
But I'm not having, like, it's not like I can't gulp it down, but well, not that I ever gulp it down, but I'm preferring hot these days, which is weird because for a long
Yeah.
time I was like, it's got to be the iced coffee.
Same for me. Like if I just make a hot coffee, I feel like I have to reheat it 20 times and I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's been a comfort lately. And I don't know if it's the whipped cream and caramel part, but it's like I even have one right now. I made it like an hour ago.
Well, good luck
But-
sleeping.
Right.
Although
Yeah.
I can drink coffee right before bed and it doesn't bother me. So
Because I needed a nap earlier, so I was like either that or coffee. But it sounds good any time of day. I don't know.
Yeah.
The nap didn't work for me. I took a nap and I felt like I was hungover when I woke up.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes
ugh.
those short naps don't benefit me at all because it just makes it worse.
I was like,
So,
what did I do? It's like, what did I do last night?
Yeah.
It's like I didn't even know I actually slept through the bad weather, I guess.
yeah. At any rate, so feels like it's been a long time since we've had one of our mental health hangouts. I guess we did it at the beginning. No, was it
I think we did it in the middle. I thought
of
we did it in the
December? I don't
middle.
know. I guess with the holidays and what have you, it just feels like it's been such a long time.
Yeah, it
But-
does.
Yeah. So how did everybody fare through the I guess would you call those two major holidays? Do you call New Year's a major holiday? I don't know.
Not anymore. No.
No. Yeah.
Well,
how'd
it's
y'all-
just,
I mean, the banks consider it, but I don't.
Yeah.
it's not right.
Yeah.
Like, How come when I'm an adult now and need to go to the bank, you now want to be closed?
Right.
Yeah, seems like they look for any reason to be closed. But
Yep.
how is everybody? Would you, on a scale? Well, and I'm not trying to, make everybody bare their soul, but if you feel like it, let's say on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being I'm just barely hanging on, and a 5 being I'm doing really good. How do you guys feel like you're doing right now? If you want to put that in the chat, just
10
and I'll
being
say
good and
no. We're
1.
going 1 to 5. We're just going to go 1 to 5.
Oh,
5 is good. 1 is eh. And I will say
I really don't know. Depends on the day, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's fine, but average it. Carly is shenanigans, I guess.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Just a 2, Carly. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Juju, what you got? Pass that over.
I know. 5? I want what? Yeah.
I'm between.
It does have road rage, Crystalla.
I guess I'll be a 3 between Carly and Grace. I don't know.
Crystalla, the question was just like kind of in terms of your mental health on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being I'm doing great, 1 being just ugh. How do you feel right now? And you don't have to answer, no pressure to answer. And it's just kind of checking in after the holidays kind of thing.
I feel like January is kind of blah too, because
in the middle,
it's the beginning of the year.
Cold.
I feel like I'm in a month where I don't know what to do with myself, because there's really no. It's like you go from October, November, December with so much to do.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like I need something to do, not just my day to day.
Yeah. No holidays to decorate it for, go shopping for.
Yeah. Like I did a little bit of Valentine decor on my coffee bar, but that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need something to do other than cleaning and cooking and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
It's like,
and then can't really been going. Can't go out right now.
Well, I want to recognize April. First of all, April, again, not trying to call it out, but April rated herself a 1, and she had already put in chat that she just has been struggling, and she's mentioned, in a few different chats that she's had a lot happen. She's had family members pass on, and she's had a lot hit her at once, and but she made a big step. That is a big step, April. And I'm really proud of you. You should be really proud of you. And I'm I'm happy that you did that. And hopefully they'll get that referral pretty quickly, and they'll get you going there. So that is, like Juju said, it is good, strong work, and I'm super, super proud of you. And
it takes a lot of courage too.
It does take a lot of courage. It really does. I've been there, and I'm sure lots of other people in this group have been there. So I do know it takes a lot of work. So,
and I think that's the hardest step too.
It is
doing it.
It was for me. I know it was for me. Like coming to the point to realize, like I can't deal with this anymore. At the time the medication stopped working for me. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And so that's when I finally partnered with my insurance, and that's when they did the assessment, and that's what they recommended they recommended therapy to try to help with my triggers, like what triggers my anxiety, because honestly, I don't know. Don't know what triggers them.
Yeah.
And it's just I got a monster in my background. Sorry.
Yeah, sounded like Godzilla.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it's just for me, it's the cost
Yeah.
because I'm
Mhm.
trying. I guess I should look more into online and stuff. It's just after getting that first bill that I wasn't supposed to get, it kind of was a setback for me as far as like discouraging. Like, man,
Yeah.
I don't have this kind of money to be
Yeah.
spending every month
Yeah.
or every session.
Yeah. Um,
Oh no, Crystal, a lot of anxiety. Is it the kids being home from school that causing it? I know that does cause anxiety. You got six of them. You got six of them gremlins.
Yeah, I don't know how she does it.
I don't know either. Don't know how she does it. Oh, I think she does have some teenagers, but still, between teenagers and toddlers,
Yeah,
girls
like
gotta.
all
Woo,
ages.
yeah,
Grandma Sherry remind me, EMDR is the like the rapid eye thi- thing. Isn't that what that is? It's
yeah. What is that?
my
EMDR?
friend did that, and it's a type of therapy where it has something to do with. I can look that up, but I think it has something to do with your eyes. I think, and Sherry can straighten me out on that, but I think that's what that is.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we can, and yeah, yes, yeah, and I don't know. Don't ask me to explain how it's supposed to work, but a friend of mine did that. Um, it's been a while since I've actually talked to her, but and by the way, just I kind of want to, well, first of all, just to remind everybody that we're not professionals. For those of you who are new here, we are not professionals. We're not giving out medical advice here. We're just kind of a loosely structured support group.
Yeah.
We are the three of us have all had our have however you want to describe it have um, lost the word I want to use. I don't want to use the word struggle.
Just experience.
Experience, yeah. And there's a reason I don't use the word struggle, but have our experiences with mental health issues, my personal experiences with depression, anxiety, and
Mhm.
PTSD. Um, but for tonight, if you were here the last time when we did how to kind of manage the holidays, it was pretty structured. And for tonight, we do have a little bit of a topic to talk about, but we also want to keep it pretty unstructured to have more of a chance for you guys to talk about stuff you want to talk about and just talk. Um,
Yeah.
and it looks
Yeah.
like just from the scale of your answers that might be, even if we don't get to our topic, that if you guys just want to talk, that's fine, because this
Mhm.
is for you guys and for everybody to just
Yeah.
have a safe space. So
Yeah. It's not just about us, it's
Exactly.
about all of you too.
yeah, yeah,
And then if you just want to be here to support, that's good too.
yeah,
Like you don't have to tell your story if you
yeah,
don't want to, or you don't have to talk
yeah, nobody's
about that.
forced
Yep.
to do anything. Yeah. And also remember that what we strive for here is what is said here stays here, but also remember that we can't control who might be in the bushes, so just always keep that in mind. We can always private streams if you want us to after they're done, um, but there can always be people in the bushes, so just keep that in mind. So
Oh wow, Crystal, a 21-year-old. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I remember being 21.
I got married at 21.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know everyone kept saying because when I was at work and all my coworkers like, "You're just so young." I was like, "Well, we've been together for 5 years already. So I like
Yeah.
we've been together since we were young. So why not? He was 24. Yeah, 24 when we got married.
Nice.
Yeah, Juju, I hope
Yeah.
so. Well, Crystal, I'm going to put you on the spot. And again, just trying to get discussion going. And if you don't want to answer, please, nobody feel like you have to. But what do you think, or have you figured out why you think your anxiety is increased right now? Or has increased recently, I should say, maybe?
Yeah, it's seasonal depression definitely is a thing.
For sure.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I hate January. It's like I think it's because, like I was saying, there's nothing else to focus on. And so it's like you have nothing but time to just sit and think about stuff. Feel anxious. It's not much of a
Bush
distraction.
people. I like bush people. I like that. Yeah, that's what Juju said.
Yes. Hopefully they're all respectful. That's all we ask.
Yep, that's all we ask.
Yeah. I don't think, we haven't had any issues.
No,
in
we
our
haven't.
Chat.
Not in here. I'll just say,
Cool.
my anxiety has been up over the last couple of weeks, and it is related to the topic that we were going to talk about tonight, and that is social media and how social media kind of relates to anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I've said it in here before, but we have to, especially I think with social media, we have to be mindful and responsible for our own boundaries with social media, and that can be hard, I think, for a number of reasons to implement, which we can talk, if we get to that topic, we can talk about why that is. But yeah, so I'm working to kind of get that back under control. And another reason, I haven't talked about this very much with, I've talked about it a little bit with Cass and Carly, but at Thanksgiving, my mom started to show signs of some, I don't know if I want to use the word significant, but very apparent memory issues. And I'm not ready for that. So that kind of took a hit on my mental health. And then I don't know how to say this without just things that can go on social media, the kind of the underbelly, shall we say, took a hit. So anyhow, but so Cristola says, did we go up too high? When the kids started getting the flu and the missing school and anniversary of your brother's death.
I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, that's always tough. Like anniversaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Like I know in California they have started getting really strict with school. Like if you miss so much,
Yeah.
you get pulled into like a meeting with the superintendent, and your parents get to talk to the police too. They like to scare
Really?
you like that. Yeah, we actually had a meeting at a sheriff's department because my older brother was missing school. Well, both my older brother and younger brother were missing too much school. I was just there because I had to be. Yeah.
Like I didn't want to be, but I had to be. Yeah, I'm shocked that they're being strict on absence now with all the, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
This was back in early 2000s when I was just going into high school, and my older brother, and then that's when I think my older brother actually just dropped out around that time. But I think that's because my older brother had a lot of anxiety, and he was homeschool. That's when he went into homeschool because he was missing too much school.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, April.
Oh.
So is that you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Was that the reason? Was that what caused her death? Was she like drunk and
Complications.
passed out? Yeah, because I know my my dad's uncle, which is my grandma's brother, he was an alcoholic, and he actually ended up, that's how he ended up dying, slipping and breaking his back, and then choked on
Oh,
his
goodness.
throw up. Yeah, sorry, I know it's but yeah. So my grandma actually has a lot of guilt with that because she just saw him that day, and she felt like she should have been there to do something. So she has a lot of guilt for that. Oh no.
Oh wow. Ugh.
Oh, so it was a drunk driver okay, so she wasn't drinking, it was a drunk driver. See,
Come here.
that's why we always like we're talking about, that's another thing we're talking about is please don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
Because most of the time it's the drunk driver that survives, and it's other people that get killed.
Yeah, and don't stream it either like an idiot, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
Because then when you do that, you're showing you don't care.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. I see. I'm so sorry, April.
Okay.
So sorry.
Yeah. Yes, okay, let's give space for April to
Yeah.
not hear that right now.
Yeah, I did. I thought sorry about that, April. I thought you were saying it was someone else that was drunk. Sorry about that.
Yeah. One thing, and again, we're not professionals here. This is
No.
from my experience. And I'm getting in the process of getting a little custom beaded bracelet made with this on it, but and if any of y'all have been in therapy, this may sound somewhat familiar to you, but when you let me back up a half a step. If you've ever taken medications for depression, anxiety, what have you, that's kind of half the battle. Like, for example, if you have hypertension, they can put you on medication for the hypertension, and that can do great things, but it's also kind of half the battle. You really kind of need to watch your sodium intake and, do the other things that help along with the medication. It's kind of the same with, depression and anxiety. Taking the medication isn't the full story. It helps greatly. And sometimes it's the boost that you need to be able to get to the other part too, which is doing the work. And it doesn't have to be done in therapy. Therapy is a great help, and it's things like trying to figure out our triggers in anxiety, trying to get down to like the whys of how we're in this space, and they go hand in hand. So the reason I bring that up is when we're asking, like, well, why do you think it got worse? When we're asking Christola that, sometimes it might be helpful, especially if, it doesn't matter if you're in therapy or not, but if you're not in therapy, you might grab a notebook and just start jotting things down when you find you're in a moment where you're either having increased anxiety or looking back on periods where you had increased anxiety or increased depression or whatever it is, and try and, I call it peeling the layers back off the onion to figure out, you know, introspection, great word. Um, I don't, and again, this is my experience, and so I'm not going to put my experience on you, but when I look at Christola and what she just experienced, and again, I'm not diagnosing you, I'm not telling you this is what it is, this is just my observation. But when you say, you share that your daughter was born so quickly and so soon that they had to give her added oxygen, and then you're telling me that your anxiety was increased when everybody had the flu. And what is the flu? When it's a respiratory disease, and you can have trouble breathing from the flu. And I see this connection here of it's taking you back to that moment when, what did you probably feel? Completely out of control. And for me, my biggest anxiety trigger is anything that makes me feel out of control. So the only reason I bring that up is try and peel back the layer as far as you can get it down to what is the root of this. And so for me, when I go, okay, this is a control thing, and I realize when I'm not out of control, what part of it can I control? And if I can't get out of down to the part that I can't control, how can I let that go and have peace about it? Which probably doesn't make very much sense talking about it, but like, one of my fears that triggers anxiety is thunderstorms. Okay, well, how much can I control that? Like, not really at all. So I have to figure out, I have to figure out the way I can get by with the out of control situation where I'm not completely letting it freak me out all the time. But I only could do that once I figured out it was the control. I can't control that. So
Yeah. No, I kind of mine's. I don't want to say silly because like I know it's each person has their own thing. For me, mine was obviously I can't control that. My husband has to work, so he has to go to work at night, and that was at the time when I started getting the real bad anxieties when he would leave, because I don't know why, I just would get really bad anxiety, like something's gonna happen to me, my son will be alone, who's gonna take care of him if something happens to me. And it's just I couldn't sit there and beg him to stay home every night. I couldn't have like my mom come over every night to stay with me. Like I was like you said, it's the control. You got to know, like, well, I don't have control over him going to work, so I got to figure this out myself. Like as far as like how can I work on this to where I'm not pretty much like, 'cause it's yeah, I was crying and begging him to stay home most of the time because I was afraid to be alone, and I don't know why. And I finally just this was last year, and I finally just started getting out of that. So yeah, it is something hard.
yeah.
Oh wow, Sherry. Yeah, Crystal knows. Oh my goodness, 1 second.
Oh, um, yeah, Sherry, I want to say my heart breaks for you because I've been there, but I'm really super glad that you made that call and that you're here and that I'm hoping that you're getting some, um, well, you just told me that you were getting some help. So you're getting some help. Yeah. Um, it's when we get to those moments where it feels like there's no hope. It's a dark place, and And the thing about mental health, and this is why we, the three of us, wanted to make this space on our channel, which is mostly fun and games. Sherry, this is your first time here. Christola, naughty, we're not doing that. She made the right thing. She did the absolute right thing. But the reason that we wanted to have this space for mental health is because it is real and it is dark, and sometimes you just it tricks you into feeling you're walking the path alone, and that's the biggest insidious lie of mental health, or mental health diseases that we struggle with, is it makes you feel so isolated. And April, I noted I didn't say anything before. Of course you can share the link. Yes, you can. April, you had said that I think this week have been isolating yourself more, and I would encourage you to try your best to not do that, because, and I would just encourage you to try not to do that, because that is again, how do I say this? I'm just going to say this as somebody who's been in, again, I mean, I think you were there when I shared my story, but, and I think Carly and Cass and I are planning on doing a pre-record of our stories so that we can have them posted, just so people can listen to them at whenever they want to. But there are a lot of bad things, obviously, about mental health diagnoses, but to me, the worst is the lie of the feeling that you're alone and it's hopeless and will never be better, because that is the absolute untruth. But when you get to that point, there's just no reasoning with it when you're right there and you're by yourself in that feeling. So I would encourage you, April, even to just go sit, like, maybe don't, if your dad's there, just kind of tell him, I don't feel like talking, but go sit on the couch outside in the living room. Just try to be around somebody for part of the day or whatever. Just try not to be alone. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that.
Yes. That is so, like, that is the one thing, is how the main thing is how you feel like you're alone. Because if you're the only one going through it, like, that's why I would reach out to my brothers, because they understand more than, like, my mom would understand.
Yeah.
Or even like, my dad even understands as well, because they've struggled with it, and my dad finally kind of came around to admitting that's why he was an alcoholic, because that's how he dealt with his anxiety, is he drank himself.
Yeah. Sherry brings up the point that, you feel like nobody wants to hear about it. And I think, well, a couple of things. The pandemic has isolated us so much that I think, don't even realize it sometimes anymore, because it's the new norm. And then on top of that, when Sherry says you feel like nobody wants to hear about it, and you don't want to, like, be the poor me victim, so then you feel even, there's that isolation, and then this disease is making you doing all the other things like I just talked about. It's just a recipe for disaster. And then and again, which is one of the reasons we want to have this, we want a space for people to be able to come and say, I'm struggling. I need a boost. I'm struggling. And then again, I can't write a prescription. I can't tell you how to fix it, but I can listen and I can just let you scream, shout, cry, whatever, talk, whatever you want to do. So,
That sometimes is just actually what people need is just
yeah.
someone to talk to. Because I noticed with mine, that's why I would talk with Crystal all the time, is because it helped.
Juju, I want to, sometimes that's true for some people. That's not true for everyone though. Um, it just depends on the dynamics. Like in my family, and somebody said this, might have been Sherry. Yeah, she said her upbringing. Like my family just was, no, mental health wasn't a thing. Like I've had anxiety since I was a kid, and nobody was going to acknowledge that. And when I had the depression that was so bad I wasn't going to work, um, I think I said it when I shared my story that um, they staged an intervention for me because they couldn't believe I was depressed. They thought I was addicted to drugs. So it just,
Yeah, I remember you talking about that in your
yeah,
story. Yeah.
it's just, and even my best friend was in on the intervention, and she worked at the same place I did. So she knew I wasn't on drugs, but some people just, I think it's easier for somebody to, some people just don't have I don't want to say the capacity. They feel helpless, and they don't know what to say or do. So they just kind of freeze, I guess. So, yeah, and it's okay to ask, and you should ask, and it shouldn't be, um, it shouldn't be taboo. It should be, I don't, it should be normalized that if you're struggling, the people who do care about you should let you sit and talk about it without judgment. But unfortunately, that's not reality for everybody. So, anyhow, I feel like I'm doing too much talking.
No, you're fine. Like
No,
you're
but it's our channel, so y'all talk a little bit.
I've been talking.
I know,
I
but
feel
y'all
like I've
go.
been cut. I feel like I've been cutting you off.
No,
Like,
y'all go.
yeah, I don't. I'm like having to mute here and there only because you hear my monster. He's been going. He's like going.
He's
He
fine.
decides. He decides the perfect time to start
Well,
acting all
I hear they're
crazy.
coming to get him now. So
Yes, they're coming to get him now. That's another thing. Sirens like all the time. Like that's all I've been hearing is sirens. And yeah, thunderstorms give me anxiety too. I can't. I try to sleep through them, but I can't. Especially when I'm by myself, well, because it's like, what do I do? And then like, I have an older phone, so I'm like stressing, like, okay, because I only have my cell phone as a form of communication to the outside world. Um, we don't have like a landline. And so it's like, well, what if my phone dies? And what if my phone doesn't work? How am I gonna get a hold of someone if I need to go? It's like I'm an overthinker when it comes, and that's what causes. I know that's what causes my anxiety at times too.
yeah.
But I know I can try to control that, but
That yeah, that's all the what ifs. You're thinking out all the
yeah,
what ifs, like, and
yeah, and that's what I have to tell myself, like, just don't think about it.
yeah,
But that's something easier said than
it's
done.
way easier said than done.
Like, okay, as long as I don't think about it, but then what am I doing right now? I'm thinking about it. Like, I would get really, really like before my husband would go to work, like right around the time he would get up is when it would hit me because I was so afraid I was gonna get a real bad anxiety attack while I was home by myself because it happened one time, and so because it happened that one time, I was doing the what if, and because of that, that's when I was started just real bad anxiety, like shaking,
Yeah.
crying, where I had to just like talk to somebody on the phone for a few hours if to calm down, just to get myself to calm down to get to sleep. That's why I actually started taking. I used to never take sleep aid,
Hmm.
but I was like, I I can't even sleep because I would wake up every half hour in a panic. So I was like, that's when I actually got on to the medication I take at night.
Yeah.
So it is, but yeah. How you doing over there, Carly? You got a lot going on with them, your gremlins? She must be busy with it because she's muted.
Yeah.
Unless she forgot she's muted. No, I'm just messing with her.
Or she fell asleep.
Oh no, they're falling asleep on the stream.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that was all unplanned. Not unplanned, but
Yeah.
um yeah, so did you see what Grandma Sherry said about the rubbing alcohol?
Yeah, really. I
I think
never knew about that.
I
I
saw that
think I
on
might have heard about
TikTok.
that.
No, I think I told you about that because I saw that on
Maybe you
TikTok.
did. Maybe you
And
did tell me about
I
that.
think it was an ER doctor that was saying that on TikTok.
I know people. Yeah, Priscilla knows my ZQL. Um, they um, I heard that like smelling certain things like lavender oils and stuff like that help too, and
Uh,
peppermint. I don't know how true that is because I never tried it.
Peppermint's supposed to help for migraines, and it never helped me. I'll have to say, I'm just going to say, if essential oils work for you, then great, use them.
I never haven't tried
But
it because I
experiences may
just
vary.
yeah I don't I didn't wasn't sure because some people did work.
Okay, yeah, well, um, as long as your doctor told you to take that combination,
Yeah,
that's
if your
great.
doc,
But
yeah.
please check with your doctor individually before you take a combination like that.
Oh, you must be in a lot of pain. I'm sorry.
Um, Carly, because of your number checking in at the beginning, if you can hear us, if you're okay, just give us a thumbs up in the chat.
Yeah. Um.
If you want to dip out,
Yeah, if you need to.
that's fine. If you're asleep, just don't say anything.
She's all like making another iced coffee.
Yeah. She's like, I got my coffee. I don't need you.
Yeah. I remember they because back when like because my husband working graveyard, he does take sleep aid because it helps. He needs it because
Yeah.
ain't no way you're gonna be able to sleep with the sun out. Well, hasn't really been out lately, but it was Tylenol PM he started off with. But I remember they like discontinued it for a while. Oh
Yeah.
wait, did she? Oh, okay, okay.
What? I
She
don't see.
messaged in private chat.
Oh, okay.
No worries. We just want to make sure you're all
Oh, okay.
right.
Um,
Yeah. So yeah, so I can't do. I tried melatonin. I even tried like what? Don't they have like even like 5 grams, like
well,
super low dosages of
I
it?
think so. I think that's considered the kid's dose. I'm not entirely sure. But let's not. Yeah, she's on a phone call.
Yeah,
Let's not talk too much about medications and strengths here because we are not pharmacists or doctors, and
yeah,
we don't want to sound like we're giving out any kind of advice on that. So
Oh yeah, no.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just saying what I can and cannot do
yeah,
for myself. As
yeah,
far as I can't do melatonin because it gives me really weird dreams. Don't know why.
yeah. Excuse me, keep getting a dry throat today. All this cedar. Excuse me. Um, well, does anybody have anything else they want to kind of open forum about, or do you want to hear a little bit about the topic we wanted to talk about, or do you want to save that for next time, or what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, what you guys want to do?
Christola, you are on it for these warnings.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, we will discuss the topic. So the topic that she didn't mute fast enough.
I felt that he was revving up too.
Excuse me. And that brought little buddy here because he's like, "What's going on?" No, it really didn't because I had headphones on. Yeah, I think this topic is actually very relevant to a lot of people, Christola, and that topic is how social media affects. Could you move, dude? That'd be great. Thanks. It's how social media affects our mental health. Um, and basically, I mean, there's really no arguing that social media, excuse me. Yeah, come get his little butt. That would be great. He'll never leave you alone and he'll lick your face like, oh, he's going to try to do that to mine.
Yeah,
Um,
Juju. Sometimes I feel the same way.
yeah,
Bang!
yeah. But social media it's first of all, there's kind of no getting away from it, right? And according to the Pew Research Center, 81% of teens and 69% of adults in the US use social media. And that there's no further breaking down of how often or how they use it. But that's a lot of people, right? So it's part of our lives. And it's designed to have a be this like this reinforcing thing for us. And how it does that is it activates the brain's reward center, right? It gives you these little hits of dopamine. And dopamine is that feel good chemical in our brain. So it's linked to the dopamine, the way it gives you that kind of pleasurable activity feeling is also the same similar activities like sex, book club, food, social interactions. Those are the same kind of things that will activate, this release of dopamine as social media does when we, go in there and we see like getting a like on something or just getting the positive reinforcement when we go into social media. That's why they design it so that you get a like on a picture, you get a like on a video, you get these positive things. So excuse me. And they're designed to be actually designed to be addictive, right? And unfortunately, they've now associated them, and this is and I'm going to use the word, I hate to use it, but I can't think of another word to use, but they're designed to be, no, I shouldn't say they're associated with anxiety and depression. Here's the word I'll use for even in the general population. So yeah, we keep exactly, Juju. We keep coming back for our treats,
Yeah.
and they design it that way. They want you to spend the most time on here, all for dollars, right? Not our dollars, their dollars. So if anxiety and depression are now being linked to this use of social media, even in what I'll call, not we, but I'll call the general population. And by that, I mean people who don't already have an established diagnosis of some mental health, um, you know, diagnosis. How do you think that's affecting those of us who do have that? Or, well, let's just say those of us who do. So they're designed this way. We have to be really, I guess I would say, on guard, because we're kind of dealing, I don't know, how would you put it, Cass? It's already, I don't want to use the word dangerous, but there's so many aspects to it. Like, if you just take the pandemic, for example, and let's say, you're already dealing, if you've already got diagnosed anxiety and depression, you're now even more isolated because of the pandemic. And a lot of us turn to social media. We're bored. We have, we're not going out and seeing our friends. So what do? We go into these social media platforms. Wait, Strolla has a question. I'm going to post this because I'm bad at this. Okay. They design it that way, or is our brains already hardwired? Both. They design it that way because they know our brains are hardwired that way.
Yeah.
Yes, they design it that way to absolutely manipulate how your brain is hardwired.
Well, I think I've already kind of mentioned, I know I've talked about this before, like with Disneyland, they actually have certain smells.
Yes.
To trigger you to
Oh,
want
she
to
said
keep
the
coming
magic
back.
word.
What triggered?
She did. No.
What?
Nope, not you.
Oh.
I'm gonna put it up in a minute. Go ahead. My favorite word.
Yeah, so that's what. So like, you got these like companies doing it too. Like all these other like amusement parks are doing it. Because they know that, because it's like you said. Because what is the reason why Disneyland would want, or Disney World Disneyland would want to do that? To keep you coming back, to keep you spending your money there.
Oh, Cristola, that's never the magic word.
Okay, go ahead. What was the magic word?
Okay. So, like Grandma Sherry points out, having the diagnosis can empower you if you know your triggers and you can control your, what's my magic word?
Boundaries.
Boundaries. Yes, I love that word. And that's what we're going to talk about with social media a little bit. Because if we do set up good boundaries, then we can set up our pathways through social media and not what's the word I want to use? Not fall deeper, not let it be, not trying to think of how to word this, not let it become why can't I think of the word I want to use? Where we can still use it as a good outlet, rather than something that's now become its own. Why can't I think of the word? Like just a bad thing, good, bad. We'll just use good and bad. Those are simple words. And we have to set our own individual boundaries. Like my boundaries won't be the same as Cristola's, and hers won't be the same as Carly's, and Carly's won't be the same as Grandma Sherry's. We have to figure out what works for us and who they are and what they are. And they can be time, and they can be content, and they can be, I hate to say it, but they can be people. You have to figure out what works for you in that way, and then try to stick to it. And sometimes I shouldn't say sometimes. A big one here, bye, Cass. Cass is in Cristola, where Cass is not in Cristola. She's not doing that. Cass is in California, not to be confused with Cristola, where they're having they're having all kinds of fun weather. So I don't know if she had a. Oh, she's back.
Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Yeah, I yeeted myself. I was going back and forth with different windows open and hit the back button on my browser.
Okay. Um. Anyway, so it wasn't the weather. Okay, but yes. Sometimes a good boundary to have is taking time off, which I'm terrible at.
Oh yeah, me too.
And yes, respecting your boundaries is hard. Why is it hard? Because it's designed to addict you to those dopamine hits. So, anyhow, um, no, I didn't mean that way. Anyway, yes. And you're talking about color theory and all of these things. People go to school and spend years figuring out all of these ways to hook you in. So, yeah, we're doomed. No, I'm kidding. We're not doomed. It's just you have to out trick them once you've got it figured out. So, anyhow, and then so we're gonna show this little video first. Where's that? There it is. Okay, I'm gonna show that first, and then we'll talk about it a little. This is a
I
cute
think
little.
McDonald's sprinkles some extra. Dang it! I said it. And you heard me.
What?
Oh no!
Sorry.
What?
The gremlin.
Oh, now he's gonna want to go.
He just said he wants it.
Well, I do too. So, anyway.
As I say, they sprinkle crack on their fries because they're so dang addicting.
Well, I hope he doesn't want that.
No.
Okay.
Preservatives or additives, whatever that makes it addictive.
That one. All right. I don't see it yet. Come on. Can you see? There we go. All right. So, turn it up a little bit. All right. So, we're going to share this and I'm going to stop it a little bit so that we don't get a complete strike. But anyway, this is kind of a silly little thing, but there's some good tips in it. So, here we go.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie, and I've experienced some of the advantages and some of
Okay. Can you hear it?
Yes.
the disadvantages of social media firsthand. This is my story. A friend reached out after reading one of my posts on social media. She was really concerned. You see, I broke down and wrote about how isolated I felt on campus. It was my first year of college and my first time making decisions as an adult. I've always been a little shy, so meeting people on social media was a bit easier for me than connecting with people in person. I could also find out about events going on around campus, join online study groups, and keep in touch with friends back home. As the semester progressed, I stopped meeting new people in person and I stayed in my room more and more. I had to read each and every response to my posts. I wanted to know exactly what people had to say about me, no matter if their words were good or bad. I had more friends on social media than ever, so why did I feel so lonely?
Hey, Mackenzie, pizza downstairs. Come meet our new neighbors.
I didn't go. I felt nervous about meeting new people. Then I started thinking, why am I even paying to be in college? I wasn't enjoying my time and my grades continued to fall. After months of feeling this way, I reached a breaking point. I posted, I don't think I can do this anymore. College isn't anything like I expected and I can't rely on anyone. One of my friends immediately responded,
I'm coming over. Stay where you are.
Online relationships shouldn't be the only ones we have. There are lots of great things about social media, like giving support, feeling less lonely, sharing ideas, feeling understood, and having a sense of community. But there may also be drawbacks to too much social media use, like increased nervousness and sadness and lower self-esteem.
Okay, so we'll just stop this about halfway through, just again, so we don't get tagged for whatever. But kind of the point they're making here, which is a really good point, is social media isn't and social media online relationships are great, but they're not a replacement for in-person, face-to-face
Real life.
relationships. And yeah, for real life. And if you have social anxiety, it is it's an easier way for sure to interact with people, but it's still not a replacement for face-to-face, and it helps us feel like we're connecting, but but you're not. We're still not really connecting as much as we think we are. And so while we feel like we're building all these relationships, we're actually building more isolation. All right, so we'll go ahead.
I am glad that Leela came over to listen as I talked about the ups and downs of my experience on social media. She helped me find resources that allow me to put guardrails on my social media use. I realized that I needed to balance my time on social media with meaningful personal interactions offline. Little by little, I started to step away from my computer. I even worked up the courage to join Leela at some campus events. Here are 5 tips that have helped me on my journey to better mental health while being active on social media. 1. I monitor my screen time. I keep track of how much time I spend on social media. My phone actually has an app that helps with this, making it easy to monitor. 2. I'm more selective with the people I connect with. Before making a new connection on social media, I take a moment and ask myself if this connection is something I need or want. 3. I take a break from social media. Every week, I choose a day where I enjoy my life without social media as a conscious choice. It isn't always easy, but it is an important rule for me. 4. I'm mindful of why I use it, whether it's to escape or to connect. If I spend too much time using it as an escape, it's a sign I should take a break for a period, so I make an adjustment. I can then use my offline time to get some fresh air, play my guitar, or pick up a book. 5. I limit where and when I use it. I don't take my electronic devices out during meals, and I make a point not to use them while talking with others. I also turn them off an hour before bed. By practicing these tips, I feel more in control of my time, and my mental health has improved. With time, I've managed to improve my relationships both online and offline. It isn't always easy, but managing my social media use is one of the many techniques I use to keep my mental health on the right track.
Okay. Stop. I said stop. What'd y'all think of that?
Very insightful.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there was only 3 downfalls to social media, honestly.
Well, that was a pretty short little 5-minute
Yeah.
thing.
I thought there would have been more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like some of the tips that they had to say, and I can link that in the description when we're done if you want to go back and look at it. And obviously, it was somewhat, I don't want to say oversimplified, but obviously they condensed it down to something that will keep your attention, because with social media, we've developed shorter attention spans. So they wanted to keep you there.
Counterproductive if it had been too.
Yeah.
The part about when people have their phone out during dinner or something, that drives me nuts.
Yes, it sure does. Grandma Sherry, we're going to get to that next. So do you, and again, I'm not saying any of this, or we're not saying this as, first of all, a way to shame anybody for their social media use, or as people who don't have to pay attention to this ourselves. So just putting that out there right now. But did you guys see anything in there that kind of struck a chord with you in terms of, hey, maybe I need to consider doing that, or hey, that sounds familiar to me? Taking a day off, or
definitely that.
Not turning my phone off an hour before bed, or some, any of the things that they talked about.
That part's always hard because I use my phone as my alarm clock too. So I always have it. They say you're not even supposed to have it like next to your bed or even in your room, but I use it as my alarm. And then I admit if I can't sleep, I'm usually scrolling through whatever, or I play a YouTube video to kind of give what's it called, white noise.
Yeah.
So that part I kind of struggle with, but
Yeah, I definitely struggle with that one too, because I cannot sleep without talking or can't go to sleep. Once I fall asleep, I'm okay. But and as Juju says, I have to have my phone. It can't be farther than a reach away. Like I have to have it there because of things that have happened in the past. So,
well, there's always the worry of something bad happening.
Yeah.
And
so, and there's the balance again. There's the balance between being prepared and the worry, anyway, you can't let but again, we don't have most of us, I would hazard to say anymore, don't have landlines anymore. So
no,
to say you can't have your cell phone in your room, well, you need to rethink that. So anyway,
because I get what they mean by like, you shouldn't be on your phone in bed.
Right.
But I feel like you should at least have it nearby.
Right.
For emergencies.
Right. So Grandma Sherry it says here, people wouldn't dare say to somebody in person what they say behind the safety of their keyboards. So the other thing that I thought we would bring up with regard to social media is the idea of, and this article that I brought up from Psychology Today talks about adult cyberbullying. We know cyberbullying is a big thing with the kids. Mm-hmm. What do you think about adult cyberbullying? Is anybody? Is Deb here? Bad. Hi, Deb. So Hi, glad Deb. To have you. Stop by, Deb. Do you think it's a thing?
It's just as bad, if not worse, than the kids, honestly.
Yeah.
Or even when my last couple jobs, they were all females, and I swear the drama and like the gossiping was worse within like the older women that worked there than like the younger girls. It was weird.
So they say we are now living in something called a shame society.
Shame society?
A shame. Yeah, we're in a society of shame now. Where let me look up a definition of that.
We shame each other for everything.
Yeah, and how like cancel culture kind of goes along with that.
I was going to say that sounds really similar.
Yeah. Oh, that's a book. Let's not do a book. We don't want to read a book. Okay. Where do you start? It's like, okay, so this says it's just like kind of the concept. You popped over. It's maintaining order of shame and the threat of ostracism, and it's contrasted with a guilt society. But so when we talked about how like kind of juxtapose this concept of a shame society and think about social media and cyberbullying with, we come to social media that's designed to give us these dopamine hits. Mm-hmm. Think about those two things working with, not with each other, but why do we come to social media? We want the likes. We come here to feel good. Our brain is coming to get these dopamine hits. We want to see likes on our pictures. We want to hang out with our, people who know us, right? It's on YouTube. We come in to have our community, Juju says, to goof off and have fun. But what happens
to feed our addiction?
To what'd you say?
To feed our addiction.
To feed an addiction, which is generally based on positive things. But what happens if you get into it makes us feel better about ourselves to put others down? Do you
Grandma Sherry. Oh
have
my
you
goodness.
have you ever, and I'm not asking you to put yourselves out there, but have you ever found yourself being snarky? Yes, I will raise my hand.
Yes, my hands
I've
up.
made
Oh yeah.
snarky comments. Yes. Does that make you feel better in the long run?
Not me, honestly.
No.
Eventually I go, why did I even bother? Why did
Yeah.
I do that?
Yeah.
Does it, and
Mean girl syndrome. I like that.
I think sometimes in the moment it can feel good to like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's a release, but kind of is.
it can
'Cause,
be, yeah.
like when you're sitting there, like someone really makes you angry and you're sitting there like, should I say something? Should I not? And then you choose to say it and you're like, well, I'm glad I got that out. But did it really resolve anything other than just letting out that aggression in the moment?
And it can also be too, it makes us, we come here, part of the reason some of us come here is looking for, because we don't want the isolation that we've kind of been in before, or not been in before, again with 2020, and we were stuck in this isolation. We come here, we look for community, we found community, and now we don't want to lose community. So
Mhm.
we may want to get strokes from the community by joining in on things that maybe go against what our conscience tells us to.
Yeah.
There's any number of reasons we may join in on it, or our natures. I mean, let's just be honest. The human nature sometimes is not. we can be derpy. Okay,
We can be animals.
we can, but when for those of us, when we're talking about people, and like I said, where what did I give myself, a 3.5? I was at a 5 for a while, and I dropped to the 3.5 because of kind of this stuff, this cyberbullying crap. So it's not going away. I mean, that's just kind of the reality.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Well, and see, that's the thing, Cristola, is that, and which I probably I meant to say, the video that we showed, that was not directed at people who have, chronic mental health issues. That was directed at the general population. So yes, if you have agoraphobia, we're not telling you get over it and go outside and go to a crowded mall. We're not telling you that.
No.
That's something that you have to work on with that's not the message.
No. I think it's more like talking about knowing when I'm trying to say, like knowing when it's too much, or when it starts.
And you've
might
done that,
be-
Cristola. You've known when your boundary tells you I need to take a break.
Yeah. Because at some point, like even if you're online every day and like nothing bad is happening, I think at some point it's like, okay, just for no reason at all, it's good to take a break just for your brain, for your body, not even just your mental health.
Yeah. So I guess the kind of the conversation that I was thinking about having is, how do we, as people who are maybe more vulnerable, if that's the right word, is how do we deal with the jabs? How do we deal with not being part of sending out so many jabs? Like, how do we navigate that? How do we set our boundaries? How do we, what'd you say?
The block button.
Yeah. Well, that is one that I use. That's a favorite one of mine. And I've heard people say that, they think that's not a good thing, but I find it to be a very good thing. If somebody's giving you a hard time all the time, why do why do we need to see that?
Yeah.
I don't need to see it.
Exactly, we don't.
And again, you have to figure out your individual boundaries. I can't make yours, I can tell you mine, but you have to figure out yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh,
I don't like to use the block button unless it's like, I don't know, someone might have made me there or whatever, but if it's a person that I just don't feel comfortable seeing what they're saying, or so I'm not tempted to see what they're saying, then that's when I'm like, okay, just block and out of sight, out of mind.
yeah. I don't use it willy-nilly, like,
No.
oh, you made me mad, there you go, you're blocked. I use it when I really am to the point where you're affecting my mental health now you gotta go.
Yeah, because there are some people that use it just to avoid like facing certain situations or conversations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like to use it unless I feel like I don't feel safe around that person.
Yeah.
You know, if
Yeah.
I blocked anyone that annoyed me or made me mad, I'd have a really long block list.
That's it. This is another good one, and this is a tough one
Yeah.
because I think we have to also be really careful.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what to say.
Yeah, we have to be careful about how I think sometimes we define our online friends too. Not define them. That's not the right word.
Yeah.
I don't know how to word that. I think we need to protect ourselves by not, and this article here set okay, I'm going to talk about jujus in a minute. I know she's talking to me, so where
to you.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a section in this article on Psychology Today, which I will also link in the description if you want to come back and read it. But it talks about limiting. One of the ways to protect yourself is limiting your sharing, and that talks about limiting emotional sharing, limiting inappropriate sharing, and knowing kind of your
All the
audience, so to speak. Yeah, and part of that is it's easy to it's like Juju says, it's not the real world, and you can meet people online, but you don't really know people online. Like, I talked to Cass and I'm not. Well, you're okay, Cristola. Like, I talk to Cass and Carly pretty much every day, but if I went to the Piggly Wiggly tomorrow, which there isn't one near my house, but I like to say that, and I want to move someday where there's a Piggly Wiggly so I can say I shop there. But if I ran into them at the grocery store tomorrow, I wouldn't know who they were. Like, I don't know everything about them, and they don't know everything about me. And so I think we oftentimes need to be aware of how much we do share with people, because online friendships have, I mean, we just need to be careful, I guess. I'm not discounting them. I do call these girls my friends. They are my friends, but
Yeah.
Anyway,
it also occurred to me not too long ago that if I were to like disappear tomorrow, nobody would know or like how to find out anything what happened to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
exactly.
Kind of weird when you think about it that way. Like, even like you said, the same people you talk to every day, it's like, I don't know. It's weird when you think about it that way.
Yeah.
It's like, how can we be so close online, but in real life, like, we don't share our last names or even our faces half the time or that kind of information.
Yeah.
But it still feels like a good relationship. It's so
And I like my personal reason, like I shared my stuff by accident once with Cass. I shared my last name with her by accident. And she's probably long forgotten it, but
Yeah,
like
don't remember
I
it.
personally, my personal reason is like I trust them both, but I also don't trust anybody, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, especially when it is, especially if you've actually had what you thought were friendships that ended up getting a stab in the back,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which, everyone has gone through that on social
Yeah.
media at one point.
Yeah.
So you kind of start wondering, well, who do I trust?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who will be the next one to
Yeah.
put that knife in my back? And it's bad. It's hard to, you shouldn't be thinking that, but it's like, well, you gotta kind of have to protect yourself, like you said, your boundaries.
Yeah. And to go back here, where is it? Okay, this one. So this one is hard. It can be hard. And one of the things that I like to say is if you know who you are, because people who want to come after you are going to come up with all kinds of different things. And I always say if you know who you are, just let it roll off your back
Mm-hmm.
and just ignore it. But I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to, and I will say, if you have never been at the center of Cass, take it over, because it, it's hard to
When you feel like you're backed into a corner.
when
Yeah,
you
when you
it's
have too many
let me
people coming at you.
yeah, put it this way. I will say, first of all, Juju, you're right. Don't egg it on. But I'm also going to say, until you've been the center of it, with a big old hate train coming at you and it doesn't stop, and we're going on a year now, it's easier said than done. But you were absolutely right.
Yeah, it's
And
easier said than done.
it is easier said than done. And but you were right. And but I'll leave it at that. I've been called a human. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Yeah. People are just, but again, and then the best that we can do is, you know, you're not a human trafficker, and just, the best, they just want to get you, they want to get a reaction. And the more reaction that they get, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep going. And sadly, sometimes they're going to keep going even without a reaction. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's the hard part. That's when you start reacting. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've told you guys recently, a big issue is a lot of people think every little thing deserves a response.
yeah, it
And
doesn't.
some things do, absolutely, but not every little thing needs a big response, or even, because that's what keeps the back and forth going.
Yeah.
Is like it'll be Monday and it's like, oh well, yesterday they said this, then it's Tuesday, oh well, they said this. It's like back to back to back. It's like, was this necessary?
And I'll just tell you, I made a big mistake that made the anxiety even worse that I feel right now. And this is a good example of something that probably didn't need the response, and it just made things worse. Is last week, Cass asked me a question that was, has this person ever been out of line, rude, however she worded it to you? Also involving Cristola. Ever been rude to you guys about topic A? And I was like, what? No. Well, apparently, person A has been getting barraged with DMs about mistreating me and Cristola, which is not true, and should have just left it alone. Should have left it alone. But what I did was I went on Twitter and I just made a comment, and I put the person who's getting the messages, please leave her alone. You're making this up. You're just being poopy stirs. Leave her alone. It's not
Sorry,
happening.
poopy stirs. I like it.
That's all I was trying to just get people to leave person A alone. And what did it do? It caused a whole nother person to come out of the woodwork and start attacking person A. Why didn't I just leave it alone? Why? They were already getting messages, person A, and yet I just made it worse for her. I didn't make it better, I made it worse. So, yeah.
I think your intentions were to get everyone to back off. But
Yeah, they were, but I just got her more. So,
And yeah, that's what the thing is. That's what our intentions were. But because person A has a lot of people that don't like her, she's gonna have those people like not wanna listen. Like, well, this is why I don't like her. It's like, oh, I understand that. Okay. But yeah, so like you try to do it to kind of just stop the rumors and stop like the BS, but then it stirs more, not intentionally.
yeah.
And like same with like when you're trying to like if you have two of your favorite creators are like bashing each other back and forth, and you're just like going, why can't we just all get along, or why can't we just stop talking about it? Then it's like you start getting bashed by all of the other subscribers because like, well, why don't you go over there, why don't you go? It's just you kind of start getting attacked because you're trying to just say, why don't we just stop the fighting and just why doesn't everyone just leave each other alone? But people don't want to hear that. They just want to keep fighting.
in a perfect world,
Yeah.
we would leave each other.
Yeah, that's what you got to realize. A lot of people on YouTube, on Twitter, that's what they want to do. They want to keep fighting. That's fine. Let them do that. I'm no longer. I've learned being around here for over 2 years now. I've learned there's no point in trying to be neutral, trying to go back and forth. Like no one's gonna listen to you. So I just go about my business and go, you know what, you guys can go ahead and rip each other apart over in that corner. I'm gonna go over here. I don't even want to watch it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mousy. I was wondering where you were because I didn't see you, but I figured you're probably busy.
But then sometimes, honestly, being totally honest, sometimes I'm like, is the conflict, I don't want to say self-inflicted, but like you have the power to ignore, let it go, whatever. And sometimes I'm like, do some people just enjoy being in drama?
Yeah, and that leads me to another boundary, I guess. If that's well, like no, it is a boundary. And this is one that I said, and that is for myself. And that is, deciding what content you want to be a part of and not be a part of. And that's, oh, Juju, you stay put since you haven't answered twice this question. But I'll ask you when we're done. You are funny. I know you're being funny. And that is, no, you're not in trouble, Mousy.
Oh, yeah, you guys are staying behind. Gotta talk to the
you're gonna have
principal.
to clap the erasers.
Detention.
Clap the erasers. And that's if okay. So here's the example I'm gonna give you, and this is a true story, although it's no longer a true story. But no, that doesn't make sense. It was a true story. It's no longer.
I was like, what?
Okay, I'll just tell you, and then
it's no longer an issue.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. So back, I don't know how many years ago this was. I found that when I watched The Real Housewives of New Jersey, it made me more anxious. And it took me a little bit of time to figure that out. And I had to set a boundary that I couldn't watch that show. And I love The Real Housewives. But I'm like, the way they were, the fighting was getting to me. It was just like, I can't. No.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't have that effect on me. Amazingly enough. I don't know. I've learned how to compartmentalize it.
Crystal, the Mousy is in the Discord.
Yeah, she just doesn't ever come.
Yeah, she's in there. Sorry, keep going.
Anywho.
That's
So-
how Jersey Shore was for me for a little bit when Ronnie and Sam were fighting all the time.
Oh yeah.
That's
At first
how.
At first it was okay, but then I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so not healthy anyway. But I can't stop watching.
But if there's content that we have to decide what content that we may go to and find that this is, triggering for us, and you may have to set a boundary on that. And I know I've had to do that.
Exactly.
So Juju
Yeah, I
said,
had to.
I did. She said all shows
I
during
don't know.
2020 became 2020 storylines, and that's
Yeah.
so true. That's why I stopped watching so many shows I've watched since like high school, because it's like I hear about this every day when I pick up my phone. I don't want to watch it on my show either. It drove me crazy.
I never really got into reality TV because it never drew me in. Like, as far as like, I think that could have been it too, is because growing up, my family on my mom's side was pretty much housewives, because my mom is one of 4 girls. And so one of 4 girls, along with my nana, when those 5 get together, and then on top of my papa's sisters, and then on top of us 4 cousins, it got really loud because they were loud talkers. People talking over each other. It got really loud. It got really obnoxious, and so much drama. Someone said something to hurt someone's feelings. That person just walks out. Then they come back, throwing an attitude. And it's like, oh my goodness, how old are we women? How old? Like, that is why, again, with the whole boundaries, that is why I cannot really be around them all at once, because I can't do it anymore. Like, it's just too much. It's gonna cause me to explode on them, and I'm probably gonna say stuff I'll later regret. But it's just too much. So I just had to go. Okay, I cannot be around you all at the same time. So they go on all these trips, but it's like, I'm not. I tell my mom, because my mom always comes back on these trips in a bad mood. I keep telling you, you always come back because something always happens. You know this. We go through this all the time. I don't know why you keep going with them. It's like it's supposed to be a vacation. How's it a vacation when you're pissed the whole time?
Or when you feel like you need a vacation from that vacation.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I like you said. So that's why I never really got into the whole reality TV shows. Is because like my cousins did, and I used to watch it with them, but I never. It's like, I got that in real life.
Home
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think a lot of it is real. I think that's part of why I don't mind it so much, because I used to think reality TV was all real. I don't know why, but
I thought
I did too.
now
Like
watching
with
it,
reality
it's
TV.
so fake, it's not even funny.
I thought the real world was all real.
Yes, me too. Like the real, because that was like, wasn't that like one of the very first ones?
Yeah.
Well, then I found out that they cast you as like the one with an addiction problem, the crazy one, the mean one. Like it's like casting for a TV show. And I was like, no way. I thought you just did like an audition tape, and they're like, okay, we see something there, but I didn't know that.
Yes, Juju.
Certain role.
I think it did used to be more real, but because it started getting dry, and so they're like, okay, we gotta spice this up a bit.
Well, even The Bachelor, I used to love that, and now
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, the loved ones.
They go on there because even if they get kicked off, they go on Instagram and make money selling sunglasses and vitamins, and it's just to become an influencer. That's all it is anymore.
Yeah, I know.
But they love each other after spending 5 minutes together. And All
I
these
have to
really
admit, I did watch the Flavor Flav Looking for Love reality show, because I'm sorry, that was hilarious.
See, that's,
Because all these like my husband and I watched it together, because that was back before we were married, and we're just like, what do they see in him? Like, because
same.
it's not like he seems like a nice guy, I guess, but it's like he's just like the whole like the way he acts and stuff too. It's just the whole big old clock hanging on your neck and stuff. And obviously, we already knew most of them were there to become famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch soap operas, honestly. My grandma, my nana, and my mom watched, and all my aunts watched Days of Our Lives. So I got into that for a long time, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do these. They do the same thing over and over. So and so is cheating on so and so again with so and so, but they really love so and so. Like, I can't do it anymore. I just can't.
Well, and the side effect of becoming like famous from a reality show back to social media, it's like now you're lumped into one of those people that you make one mistake or they want to dig up stuff from your past and post about it. That way it makes you not worthy of winning the Bachelor's Heart or something.
Oh, that's right, Crystal. You watched the challenge. Did you watch that, Grace? Or
I
was it
haven't
you?
watched it recently.
Yeah,
I
I
know
But I
haven't.
you.
used to
Weren't you
watch it back
talking
in the
about it? Yeah, weren't you talking about it recently though?
somebody was talking about it.
I know Crystal just mentioned it now, and
No,
it
but
reminded.
somebody I thought was it Juju was talking about it on one of her streams?
Yes, it was Juju. Yes, I know. I was like, I know other people have been talking about it, and I thought you also talked about it. You used to watch it
I used to
as
like
well.
all the time. I would watch all the challenges and road rules and all of those.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, yeah, I used to watch like Real World and Road Rules and all that too, but that was like early 2000s, and that got. I think it gets old too quick.
Yeah. CT's getting divorced.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
maybe we should cover that.
Well,
Anyway,
that's what you were talking about. I thought that's
Divorced.
what you and Juju were talking about, doing recaps. That's what I thought you guys talked about.
I apparently have memory problems too. Maybe this is a family thing.
Now it could be more. I'm just imagining things. Who knows?
I
It could have
just
been
want to
all a
get
dream.
Juju back streaming, so there's that. Anyway,
Yeah, Juju, you want to do some challenge? You can do some challenge recaps. That's how I used to I never watched Below Deck, but I was so into it when Dottie was doing it on her recaps, because it's I rather do the watch the recaps, because it's just more, because you're getting someone else's perspective, and it's just more fun.
I love Below Deck. All of them. All of them.
Never.
That's what I remember. You're talking about that too, Juju, when it's because of Paramount and all that. Yeah, that's right. I remember.
It's on. I thought it was on.
Slowly remembering.
Is it not on MTV anymore?
I think Juju just has a smart TV without
I
cable.
think, well, that's what I do. I do nothing but streaming. I do Hulu, and I'm not gonna say I can't even the one that starts with an N. Just kidding. Netflix and what was the movie that you said I have that? What was the movie I have to watch
You
before
can't
the
even
end of the
remember the
month?
name of it?
What is it called?
Well, I think Claire seriously wants to stream it, but it's The Princess Bride.
Okay, because it's on Disney Plus. It's
You
hilarious because it popped up when my husband was looking through. He's looking to see if Black Panther 2 was on, and it popped right up. I was like, "Why is
I
this
think
popping up?"
Gremlin would love it. He's at that age where he would love it.
All right. So I know Claire was talking about that. We had but I know I have until the 31st. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be gray again.
Yes. Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right, Mousy? Juju's Friday Night Lights. Like, when's the last time we
We said,
had a
wait,
candy
didn't we
store
promise
update?
each other we weren't going to pressure her?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Juju. We're not going to
Ugh,
pressure you.
okay. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Don't get me started on watching TV now.
Okay. We didn't say anything. We didn't say anything. Nope. Nope. What's Inside Job?
Yeah, sounds like a movie.
Oh, so Mousy, were you Bob? Never mind. Sorry, I'm just messing around because her cat's name.
Okay, we want to stay tuned. But could you give us a hint how long we have to stay tuned? And do we have to we have to talk about this coming week. Not this coming week, this week.
You know what would be
Days
really
this week.
good,
Things
Juju, is if
involving
you.
birthdays.
So, Juju, won't you make a comeback on Friday the 13th?
You know, because birthdays.
Birthdays, yeah.
It's Friday the 13th this week.
Oh,
Oh,
it
gee,
is.
sorry. Oh, like, there goes my anxiety.
Oh, great.
Or just tell me if you're not birthdaying, so I know it's
Yeah,
okay for me to birthday. And then you don't have to stay and clap erasers.
yeah. Stay and clap your hands. Oh my goodness.
But I do think that if you birthday,
I think it'll be. I think
more
it'll be
people
nice.
will come because
It's Juju.
cyberbullying. If you catch my drift.
Oh, she said she'll think on it. Okay. We're not pressuring you. We're just
Okay.
giving you. We're just giving you suggestions. How about that? Just suggestions.
Okay.
Yeah, Cristela, why don't you drop your link to your channel with your conspiracy videos that you got
Yes,
and your
Cristela,
creepy videos?
drop it away. You know you can drop it away here.
There was one I really don't know why I clicked on it because I know I don't like watching that stuff. It was really creepy too. One of her videos.
Wait a minute.
Like,
oh, because I'm not there. Never mind. Sorry. Talk amongst yourselves.
you know, Netflix has been doing a lot of like these trivia type interactive shows. Like there's I just forgot what it's called. Trivia Verse, I think it might be called that. But that's like I'm addicted to like trivia stuff. I'm terrible at it, but I love trivia.
Well, good thing we do trivia here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're doing next week. We're doing shoot. What is next week? Is it the Golden Globes?
Oh, you gonna make me pull up that calendar? Okay, let me go.
Yeah. Oh wait, I guess let me
I'm
just
gonna-
pull up my calendar.
I could pull up my calendar.
Did put it on there.
I have so many tabs open.
Golden Globes, yes,
Okay.
Golden Globes.
Yes.
And then game night is the 31st with. Do we know if we have a special guest that night?
She said yes.
Okay, so we have a special guest on that night, and then the 24th. I know.
Who was I telling?
I think just saying is really itching for that one.
Oh,
too.
she's itching. Yes.
Oh, she's itching.
Oops, I almost put that in the wrong place. I almost just shared that in Nikki's channel.
Did you get the bubbles? Is that what happened, Mousy?
Okay. You can drop all the links.
Oh, come on,
Juju
Cristela.
for,
Don't worry about it.
staying tuned for Juju, but there's her link. So you go link up, you go subscribe, and then stay tuned. Okay, who else we got here? Deb, where are you?
And did you drop Mousy?
I just dropped Mousy right now.
Okay.
Deb, I'm scrolling.
Cristela.
Grandma Sherry, do you have a channel? Well, I'll find out. Go to channel. She do. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There. Copy. There. Boom. Paste. Boom. All right, now I still got to scroll back for Deb. Deb, if you're here, say something, so I don't have to scroll.
I was scrolling back up. I almost said having to go back like through your subscriptions.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah, like that's how like I
far.
usually do it.
Why for Mousy? That's not the right one. Oh, I picked up the wrong Mousy. Okay, where are you? Mousy.
Oh, the mouse. That's right, the mousy flies. Sorry, mousy.
What? Remove. Okay, she got the right one. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Thank you, Juju. Sorry.
You know, I think you can change that if you want to, Mousy.
I don't know if anyone can really see it unless you have the link. Right?
Yeah, but if she wants to change her name, I think she can do the customize and it will change if she wants it to. Do you are you sad if we're done, Christola?
Did you find Deb? Deb.
No, I think Deb left and
You can't scroll all the way that up.
Let me see. I can.
No, she's up there. You gotta go way up though.
Not on my phone. I can't.
Oh, that's right. Because forget. I'm going through. I'm in.
Deb Mormer. Snoopy Spirit right here. Okay, come on.
I'm all like clicking on it on my phone, like through.
Copy link. Come back. No, I got it right here, Juju. There she is. Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh, she's just Snoopy Spirit. That's easy enough to remember. Well, yeah. What, Christola? Do you want to keep going? I think Christola, we're pretty much done with our content.
Yeah, because I know with Grace has to. It's almost 9:00 for her.
Yeah, and she has to take a shower. Okay, Christola wants to have us wait, so I'm shaking my bootay for her.
I thought she meant like strawberry milkshake or something.
Plus, the expert is going to go live and do trivia if you all are interested in trivia.
Oh, that's right. He does do trivia.
So yes, Sherry, if you and we thank you for subscribing, but we do
thank you.
Our goal here is to do, because there's so much drama already on these streets, we like to have fun here. So aside from a couple of serious things, we mainly do fun, like games. Oh, we got Mousies already. Juju got it, or Mousy got it. Somebody got it.
Juju got it, and you got it.
No, I got the wrong
one.
one.
And Christola. Oh no, Mousy got it, and Christola got it.
Well, then why is she looking for it?
I don't know. Why are you looking for it? I think I could. Yeah, she just dropped it.
Deb.
She was earlier.
And I just on my phone I can't scroll up back far enough to click on her face. So I just looked her up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know with StreamYard you can scroll up pretty far. Like it keeps it, but in regular chat, yeah.
I don't know why you can't do your whatever you call it, you're I mean, you're obviously the channel owner. Why can't you do channel owner things from StreamYards? You know?
Yeah, you would think you could.
Yeah. So
No, Carly, it's your turn now.
Yo.
anywho. Oh, Crystal, the one I posted was the wrong one.
Yeah, not you. Yeah, the one. Yeah.
Anywho. But also, before you all go, as you can see, we are closing in to 100 subs.
We're so close.
And you have no idea like how chomping at the bit at least one of us is
Didn't we
to
wait?
100.
Didn't we get to like 98?
We got to 90.
Thought we got to like 98 and then it
Well,
just dropped off.
one of our friends thought he was helping us and he had some bots. He's like, here, I'll help. And then YouTube went, no, you won't. And they left. So, and then we had a couple of people that I think, anyway, so we're at 90 and you may or may not have seen our community post that when we get to 100 subs, we're going to do a little giveaway. So if you want that giveaway to come sooner,
are you mentioning what we're giving away or no?
No, I'm not going to mention it yet. I mean, it's not like
it's a
$1,000 or
surprise.
anything, but you know,
Shoot, I will go and like join in on that give. I'm just kidding.
it's not a kick in the pants. Yes,
You're
you were
disqualified.
90, Sherry. You were 90.
Yep.
So, the rules will be announced once we get to 100. Okay. But to help us get there, if you would like to, and so you can get into that whatever giveaway. It's not a face mask, although I do have a big box of them that yeah. Anyway, what does it do, Christola? Take them away?
Unsub people.
Yeah, they like
I
unsub
did,
people.
Juju, I have a new pillow that's been riding around in the back seat of my car, so I could add that in if you win, if you want it. It's not a fancy pillow; it's just a stupid Walmart pillow. But
Why
if
is
you
it
want
still
it
just
come sooner, share it out far and wide. Recommend us to your friend. I'm pleading the fifth on that, Mousy. Just have to wait a couple of days.
we should probably send them a what were they called? Those quarters they were talking about in Mousie's.
the Aldi quarters.
Yeah, we'll send you guys. We'll send you those.
We're not giving away any mods. No, no, they get to stay. You get to stay.
Is it a mop? I don't know, Juju. Didn't you just get a new mop? Who got a new mop that said they liked it? It was Juju.
Talking about a mop.
I don't know. You gonna volunteer
masks.
that?
My masks are not N95 masks.
Mine aren't either. I never had them.
2 N95 masks, and I don't know if my ears are just big or what, which is funny because they're not big, and they're always like fit for kids or something. I need big ear loops or something. So yeah, there's that.
Are they like the sheet mask thingies?
Sheet masks. You know what? I have a lot of sheet masks. I could give you away sheet masks, but that's not it.
Those never work well for me. I wish they would.
What? I need to know about this mop, Juju.
Yeah, what kind of mop did you get?
How about you come? I got a floor that would love your attention.
Did you get one of those O cedar mops? Yeah, not giving away mods.
Oh, cedar spin mop.
Yep.
We'll just auction off the mods.
Who is trying to buy mods?
Cristola.
Do you want to be given away, Cristola?
Sherry said she wants her.
We can share her. Cristola is an amazing mod. All my mods are amazing. Our mods, not mine. I don't have a spin mop. I have a big bone. Okay, I always say this. I have a big bona.
Oh, what? Come again?
Have you seen the bona? It's Bona, the bona floor thing.
Not that kind of bone.
But I would call it my big bona.
Does it last more than 4 hours?
No. It lasts all. It never goes away.
The way you said it, Grace, and then the way Carla's like, oh, what?
I need to see a doctor then.
Grandma Sherry, do you call it your big bona?
Dang.
She's like, I'm never coming back.
You'll fit right in with your bone.
I had an Amazon delivery. What arrived? And I just used Fabulosa because I'm not. What's the word I want to use? Because I'm
I know,
Fabulosa.
right, Juju? I have to Google this now. What the heck is a bone?
It's like a big Swiffer, but with big microfiber claws that you reuse.
I had a big bonnet earlier today. Never mind.
I don't know why, because I'm like a complete child, but every time I see it, I'm like, you're my big bona.
Big bone.
Oh my goodness.
Guy, the way Carly's like, oh, it's like she was just so shocked.
Like, huh?
Like, what did just come out of Grace's mouth?
I know. I think that's what shocked me the most is it wasn't Cass saying it.
Like, if you have wood floors, you need a big bona.
Okay, I guess you better get a bona.
Oh, if you do a whole stream, I will come talk about the big bona.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I think this is our cue to go.
I know. I think we've been here too long.
I think so.
A little bit.
Alrighty. All right.
Now we're gonna get sponsored by Bonus.
Bonus all around, right?
Only if they're big bonus.
Get your big bonnet today.
Yep. Yep. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh yes, no sock accounts.
No sock. Wait a minute. Sock accounts. What are you talking about? Sock accounts.
Like if you're a sock, you are not qualified for the giveaway.
Well, as long as you're here to.
Oh well, see, look, Mousy got all the details on the mops on those bonus.
Yeah. The thing with the giveaways, you're gonna have to comment. You're gonna have to share the videos, and you're gonna have to be subscribed. So if a sock account can do all of those things, and the what's it called? The prize will be delivered via either. No, we're not going to do text. It's just going to be email. So if the sock account can come up with all those things, then sure, be a sock account. Big bona.
Well, you can maybe wash it by themselves. So that's how you clean your bona?
With soap and water.
Well, there's a lot of items at the store, right? Take your pick.
What was your? I can't even remember your other account. No.
No, remember she had eye roll.
Eye roll, not nonsense. I just called you nonsense. Eye roll.
Eye roll.
Ouch.
I know. Sorry. Eye roll. I liked eye roll.
Yeah, eye roll. But what happened was because we were talking about it in chat, but people, the mods were sharing Jujubee channel, so she's like, "Oh, screw it, I'm just gonna go live on this."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Well, all right.
so I have my monster going wild again.
All right. Well, I guess that should be our cue to go.
So
It's
you
been
don't
fun.
wash it in the washing machine? Because that's what Grandma Sherry said she washes hers.
I feel like that would hurt. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Thanks, Grandma Sherry. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
thanks.
A hot wrap? Ew. I don't
Cass,
want to know about.
is Gremlin playing games or what's he
No,
doing?
beating up his teddy bear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Aw,
why I had to mute.
poor teddy
Okay.
bear.
I
Ew,
just
don't
do
want
them
to know
with
about
towels.
Hugh Hefner's bona. Ew.
Ew, wrinkly boner.
Ew. Too far.
Okay. Go.
Yeah, I think we need to
Ew.
go.
Oh my goodness. All right then.
Well, thank you all for joining.
Yes,
and
thank
thank
you
you
all
for
for
sharing your
joining.
stories. We greatly
Yes.
appreciate you.
And don't forget, if you do want to come up and share your personal story, excuse me, on panel, that just let us know and we would love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you feel comfortable, no pressure. I
No,
know we did have Mousy on here. She did tell
great
her
job.
story.
Yep.
Yes. So
All
if you
right.
want to, but thank you. Yeah, okay.
Okay.